Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go to PayPal at Deem by any means. There go to Cash App, $ Deem by any means. Y'all know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $2, $20, $200. Everything that come this way is just much appreciated because y'all ain't gotta do it, and it's coming out of y'all hard-earned money, and I appreciate y'all. Yo, I want to say, man, David Benavidez continues to keep his foot on Canelo neck, and I love it. Let's talk about it. Oh no, we cannot let this go unseen, unheard. Absolutely, I won't do it. David Benavidez has done about 2 or 3 interviews in the last month and a half. Everywhere he is going, he is calling this man out. He said he knows Canelo is scared of him, and I agree with him. The monster is doing what boxers need to do to get your name out there. People anticipate your fight, even if you're not getting the big fight that you want. And this is why I think it's also good for the Tank and Frank fight, because it's going to make people is not only coming just to see Tank and Frank, now they coming to see David Benavidez. Because you're going to have certain people that's like, I want to see what all the hype is about. You got others that already know what the hype is about. And then you got the Mexican fan base that love David Benavidez and want to support him because they know he deserves that opportunity with a Canelo. And not only that, David Benavidez is putting pressure on Dimitri Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev at 175. So even if I don't get the Canelo fight, I'm still in line for another super fight that is not as big, but big enough that if I beat one of them, now everybody, the whole world, is going to crumble. It's going to be like an avalanche. Canelo, you have to fight this man. And he's going to tank Canelo's legacy. The more pressure he puts on Canelo Alvarez, the more he opens his mouth, the more he does interviews talking about how he feels, the more he shows his training, the more he got people anticipated and ready to see this man fight because the monster is real. And I don't call him the Mexican monster because his grandmother says she don't like that and she wish y'all would stop calling him that. He is not all Mexican, and I'm going to respect that woman and how she feels. That's me. I don't know about y'all. I respect David Benavidez enough where I'm going to respect his grandmother at the end of the day. So, listen, man. David Benavidez is doing everything that he needs to do to get a fight without all the capping, without all the lies, without all of the hogwash, without all of the malarkey. 40 mil bill is what they call them. Without all of that, he's becoming the people's champ. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's the route Shakur Stevenson should have been taken. Well, he's trying to take now when it comes to Gervonta Davis, but that's the route that Devin Haney should have been taking. You got to take that route when you serious about your craft and what you want to do, because you don't want people looking at you like you a clown. You don't want people looking at you like you a liar. You don't want people looking at you like we can't take your word and you ain't serious about your business. David Benavidez is showing people the difference in how you establish yourself in this sport of boxing. You put on great performances, you market yourself, but it's genuine. Look what Pitbull Cruz is doing. Now he really got people clamoring for him because they done heard his backstory. PBC did a great job of putting all of that out on the YouTube and on Amazon Prime, showing all of the things that Pitbull Cruz has been through. And it makes people chant for you without all the capping. You don't have to do that to get the fight you want. Actually, I think taking the Issa Cruz and a David Benavidez route, and a route that Shakur Stevenson is kind of trying to take now to get the Gervonta Davis fight. We'll see what his moves is about this free agency stuff, but just in public, that's not how you get somebody to want to fight you. You put the public against the fighter that you claim is ducking you. You get the public on your side by not capping, by not doing none of the extra stuff, putting on great performances, fighting any and everybody else that is not that man. That's how you do it. The same way you got David Morrell doing David Benavidez. You see where it is going. And you got people now. You got people that you can't even bring up David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez, where it's going to be a little whisper in the back. It's going to be somebody shouting in the back. Neither one of y'all want to fight David Morrell, though. Yeah, that's what you want in this game. Fight the best. You claim you want to fight the best, but fight the best. Put on performances that the thing people like about David Morrell is that they remember his performances. He's memorable. He's sending guys to the hospital, knocking guys basically out the ring. He's doing things that get people clamoring for him, liking him, good or bad. Oh, I don't think he could beat Canelo or David Benavidez, but they're talking about him. The thing about David Benavidez that separates him is he speaks English very well. That's his first language. So David Benavidez can market himself in ways that other guys can't because their English is not as good. So David Benavidez can not only be a star here in America, the same way Canelo is, but even have fans that Canelo don't have because he's more relatable to the American public and get the Mexican fan base behind him. And I think David Benavidez is doing everything that he needs to do. And shout out to Just Do Boxing because he asked me a question the other day. Dean, you think David Benavidez could be a heavyweight? Yeah, I think, and that's the thing that separates David Benavidez from a lot of guys. David Benavidez can be a star at different ages of his life. When he can't cut the weight as much, he gonna go to 175, dominate there. When that get a little tricky, he gonna go to cruiserweight, become undisputed there. When that get a little tricky, he could be in his late 30s and be going for heavyweight titles and trying to be undisputed there, where his legacy will be so stamped at every stop of the way. David Benavidez is in position to put himself down as one of the greatest boxers to ever put on gloves. If he does what I'm talking about, if he gets that fight with Beterbiev, let's say Canelo never fights him. Well, we already respect David Benavidez's career enough at 168. Then he goes on to 175 and beat one of the undisputed guys right off of a fight and become undisputed there. And then clean up have a couple fights at 175 and then to solidify that, then go up to cruiserweight and fight Battaglia. Say he go in there, beat him, get a belt or two there, then go up to heavyweight and really start dominating because they can't deal with his speed and he has smaller man skills compared to the heavyweights, but he's hitting like them. He's their size. David Benavidez could get to 300 pounds. David Benavidez is a big guy who comes down in weight. Who we all know guys who body type, they just fluctuate. They could be skinny, they could be fat. You don't know what it is. We all have met people like that. David Benavidez is just one of those guys. So David Benavidez could be 220 easily, 230, 220, 230 easily at heavyweight and do his thing. And it won't look crazy. You won't even be looking at him like it look. You'll be like, it looked like he's supposed to be there. You feel me? So David Benavidez, I just want to give you your credit, man. This is why you are one of my favorite fighters, man, because I appreciate the honesty, the realness, but not being shy, but open your mouth, not being scared to call him out, not being scared to make bold statements that's going to be headlines on articles and going to have people like myself and other YouTube channels talking about you. You heard what David Benavidez said about Canelo? Yeah, Canelo's starting to hear that too. That's the whole point. You want Canelo to be feeling like, oh, y'all not gonna call me a punk. Y'all not gonna keep saying I'm ducking this. That's you want the pressure to be so much on that man that he has no choice, even though he's the A side. As the B side of boxing, boxers, please listen to me clearly. That is your job. That is your job. And Manager Marty, shout out to Manager Marty. He talks about the benefits of being a B side. Well, this is one of them, where you can get the public on your side, not have to do everything that the A side does, but have enough people that support you where you still demand a big bag. You a big name. You a big person in the sport of boxing. That matters. And then you can still make demands because the public is behind you also. You're not like everybody else in the B side, where you may not be a Gervonta Davis, but if Shakur Stevenson does the right things and beat the right people, the pressure will be on Gervonta Davis to fight this man. That's the position you want to be in. Felix Trinidad versus Oscar De La Hoya. That's the position you want to be in boxing. Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr. That is the position you want to be in boxing. Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya. Both are stars. Whoever's the A. At that time, De La Hoya was the A side, but look at Floyd. We still looked at Floyd like an A side. So David Benavidez, man, continue to do what you're doing. Continue to keep your foot on this dude's neck. Continue to put the pressure on both divisions at the same exact time, and continue to give your great performances, and everything that's coming your way gonna come. Just keep doing what you're doing. No Diddy. Y'all already know what this is, man. Deem by any means, and I holla at y'all.